Layla, first of all, the banks have now opened their doors. Is this a sign of normal life returning to Lebanon?
This is a sign of the government trying to show that normal life is returning to Lebanon. There have been moves over the last couple of days as we got to the end of the month to absolutely try and get the country moving again. The army quite aggressively clearing roadblocks, and of course today, as you say, the banks opening. Now yesterday, the Lebanese Banking Association released a statement saying that they really would open the banks today because of course salaries were due yesterday, and they asked that the Lebanese people respond positively to the move and understand the situation. What they mean, of course, is that there's great fear of a run on the banks, of people going in and taking all their money out because they're afraid that it won't be there soon. Many people have also been asking their banks about whether they can transfer their money abroad. Now, there was an advertising campaign yesterday, again asking people to be careful about how much they took out. The governor of the central bank on Monday promised there would be no capital controls, that they wouldn't limit how much people could take and control capital within the country, but that has been happening unofficially this morning in banks, several different banks, both imposing limits on daily and weekly taking out of money, but also charging people a certain amount just to take money out of their accounts without any conversion happening. So people very unhappy about that. But so far today, large crowds outside the bank, but no massive runs, no huge crowds desperately trying to get their money out. People do seem to be confident that because they said the banks would open today, and they have, that they are relatively safe when it comes to their salaries and the money in the banks so far.
Layla, we've heard from the Lebanese president last night, and this afternoon we're going to be hearing from the head of Hezbollah, Hassan Nasrallah. How are their comments being received by the Lebanese public?
Well, in terms of the protesters, the comments of all politicians at the moment are being received in much the same way. After Prime Minister Saad Hariri resigned on Monday, celebration, but then very little trust in what he was actually saying. Very similar yesterday with President Aoun's comments when he said that the country should move towards a civic state and not have a sectarian government anymore. But the problem is, these are all big words as far as the protests are concerned, but they haven't seen any actual signs of changes. Now, the other issue with Hassan Nasrallah's speech this afternoon is the last time he spoke, we saw a lot of sectarian conflict. We saw Hezbollah and Amal, the other Shia group, supporters coming down to the protests and starting fights with protesters, attacking that then. So a lot of concern that that could happen again today. His office, Hassan Nasrallah's office, has said that he's going to speak about the resignation of the government and what steps are next. And there is a lot of reinforced army presence around the main protest centres, again, as I say, because of fear of attacks and fights this afternoon.
Layla, Molana-Allen reporting there from Beirut. Thank you.